special guest for you this afternoon. I will be having Miss Ivy Dano. She is, of course, Ginang Filipinas, McAllen, Texas for 2026. And I'm honored to have Miss Ivy on our page this afternoon. So, evening po, Miss
Hi,
Ivy. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Hello, how are you guys? I'm Ginang
Naku,
Filipinas, McAllen, Texas. Candidate number 3 po.
ayan, candidate number 3. So, you might be wondering bakit tayo umaabot ng Texas ngayon at bakit naman hindi? Very open naman tong ating platform in trying to get to know more about the candidates in other pageant platforms. And this afternoon, ang una nating guest ay si Miss Ivy. Okay na okay po kami dito and Miss Ivy, please, let us know, paano po ba tayo napasok dito sa Ginang Filipinas na competition? I understand that you're part of a roster of 15 candidates vying for this title.
Well, initially, my name is Ivy Dano, by the way. I'm a medical professional. I'm also a fashion entrepreneur, and I'm already a beauty queen. So I prepared to compete in Ginang Filipinas. I was invited, and why not, right? I wanted to join this big event, and apparently it will allow me to really join our kababayans, our embrace my Filipino culture. And then through my journey, I hope that I wanted to inspire women, not only internationally, but locally as well. And we don't know the unknown yet, but who knows? I'm going to be able to extend more outside. And it's just believing in yourselves, embracing the truth, and rise with confidence. So I want you to welcome my world. I am, everywhere. I'm versatile. Where every chapter in my journey, I hope that you are able to. I want everyone to witness it, and my purpose and every story really truly matters in this journey. So that's the reason why I came to this, pageant journey, especially that we're all Filipinos, and I want to really embrace our culture here.
All right, so let's go back a little bit po. Ginang Filipinas, Texas. You mentioned that this is a big organization. How big of an organization is this? And ano po ba yung background nitong competition na to?
So it's more an empowering women all over, the state in America. So we have candidates coming from another state like New York. They already did their pageant. And then Ginang Filipinas is also in Hawaii. So it's like inspiring women. At the same time, whoever is going to win in every state, they go together and then compete. So technically, it's more on empowering women, and they also have, helping support the less fortunate. So there's like more on advocacy side. So that's what
I
I love
see.
about it as well. So most especially like me, I have a platform where I extend my help to our indigenous unfortunate Aitas and Negritos in Naga, Cebu, Philippines. There are like artisans there that, you know, we actually help. I have a store, so whatever their handcrafts is, I go purchase them and then I bring them here in the United States. So more or less, the Ginang Filipinas is more on the, showing like your goal, your authenticity, how you build yourself, the passion of not only beauty, but you also extend to others, especially in the community.
I see. So this is more of like a community base or a civic type of like pageant. But Miss Ivy, do you get to compete internationally kung sakaling manalo po kayo dito?
I believe the pageant is like they considered it as already like an international. They haven't really, as I've understood, they haven't really gone to another country, but they are trying to begin um, having this event more on the United States and competing each state. So if I win here in Texas, say for example, somebody wins here in Texas, they're gonna be competing in another state. So it's more on here first, but I believe they've been starting to extend it sooner, probably outside of the US.
I see. And for how many years na po po tong competition na to running?
It started like because it's like Ginang Filipinas America slash Ginang Filipinas International.
I
So
see.
I'm Ginang Filipinas Texas, right? And it becomes international when you try to compete with another state. So it was officially started back in 2024 when it I think it's held the first time it was held was in Tacoma, USA. So I believe that the pageant was created to celebrate and empower the Filipina women, especially the married women and the mothers and women with inspiring life stories, like what I've said, as they have their own advocacy, they have their platforms. And then, when you have a platform, you have that kind of leadership skills where you can have your advocacy extend to improve our culture, to showcase our culture, and of course, community service. So since then, it has expanded to include other state competitions such as Ginang Filipinas Texas, where I am competing the 2026 title, which will be held in July 12 in Dallas.
Kulay Coconut. Ayan. So if anybody is interested, definitely meron tayong live stream nito. We will most likely get to see this unfold. So July 12 po yan in Dallas. All right, Miss Ivy, I want to get to know more about your background because when I read your background, we actually have something in common. I also have family in Cebu.
Oh
So
my
my
God.
grandmother still lives in Cebu. In fact, my mother will be traveling to Cebu very soon. So yeah, we also have roots in Cebu, and I learned that you're from Cebu. Please give us a little bit of a background. How was it like growing up? What was it like for you as an adult and moving around Cebu and then moving into where you are in the USA? Sige po.
So yeah, I was born in Cebu, Philippines. I was raised by a loving, hardworking mom. My mom was a dedicated nurse, while my father was once dreaming of becoming an architect. And together, they become the pillars of my life. Instilling in me the values of courage, to be more on resilient, and also with compassion in committing my work. Especially that how it is in the Philippines. um, there's not much resources. So my mom actually wanted me to become a nurse. And so after passing the Philippine Nurses Licensure exam, I began my career at Perpetual Succor Hospital. I don't know if you're familiar with that hospital.
I'm
Is very,
familiar. I'm quite
oh
familiar.
my
Yes.
God. So
Yes.
the hospital is actually run by the sisters. So I began my career there in Perpetual Soccer, where I discovered the true meaning of serving others, through healthcare. So that experience deepened my passion for medicine. So it also laid a foundation of, dedicating my life in caring for the patients. So my journey from the Philippines to the United States is like a testament of her perseverance, because it's not easy to transition from here, from the Philippines to the United States. So I took a lot of exams. So it's not easy. You have to study hard, and every challenge I faced strengthened me to resolve to build a better future. So not only for myself, but also for the people that I love. So today, I'm really proud to serve. I started as a bedside nurse,
Okay.
and then I advanced to a family nurse practitioner. So my life is like a physician. So I am a hospitalist and a cardiology NP. So technically, I round in the hospital like any other physicians. And so I cover the doctors, and then I prescribe medications. So I used to give medications, but now I prescribe. I also have my own, aesthetic clinic,
Okay.
where I went to New York to train for aesthetics. And these things, I learned to care for my patients in compassionate way, striving for excellence in every aspect. But of course, outside medicine, I'm also like, doing the entrepreneurship, doing my business. And then I began Ivy Handmade Accessories. That in the Philippines, when I was there, I actually love looking at our, handmade crafts. I love it.
Okay.
The accessories and all this stuff. I remember them when I came here into the United States. I said, okay, why not build something? So I created Ivy Handmade Accessories and Designs back in 2015. So at that time, I actually did create. I do the designing, and then I send it over to the Philippines, and I also coordinated with my one of my cousins, and then we was able to build it a little. I started a little small, and then it became a little popular. But then COVID came, and so
Okay.
it started to die down. But anyways, as I start to build myself here, I wanted to kind of like open an aesthetic clinic, and I went to pageantry. I say, okay, I wanted to open like a vintage store where I can all my gowns and accessories, I can use it to sell it in a very affordable price to women, or to young women who wants to go pageantry. Because
Okay.
of course, you know how it's gonna be like expensive to go for a pageant, and I want to help them. Like, you can actually join, the pageant, in an affordable way. So that's how I introduced my Ivy Sweet Repeats gowns and accessories, slash apparels, and then half of it is my aesthetics. So
My
um,
gosh, Miss Ivy. Ang dami. Ang dami nating avenues in life. Ang daming binabalanse, may business, may aesthetic clinic, may rental, and then your medical career.
mm-mm.
Yeah. How do you balance? Especially, we all know that when you're preparing for a pageant, it can take up so much of your time. But how do you do the balancing? You're doing like so many things.
That is a very good question. You're not the only one who's asking me that, and they would look at my Facebook, right? If you try to browse my Facebook and my Instagram, they think that I'm not working. Isn't that like
Talaga
I'm
ba?
like, is
Parang
she
ang
working?
dami nangyayari sa life mo.
Like I went. By the way, I went lately to Paris. Um, a few months ago is because I went to the red carpet, to the Cannes Festival, and
Yan,
so
okay.
I'm proud to represent our the Filipino. I'm because I'm the only Filipino there, so I get a chance to be there because I'm international queen, and of course there's like an open door for us to be able to get to be invited, and I'm proud to be like representing Texas, and of course I'm a Filipino. I represent our country, the Philippines, and so yeah. And how do I balance it? Of course, there are so many things that you need to consider. There's gonna be challenges or setbacks. So one thing is that you have to believe in what you do. If you're really interested in what you're doing, you can get through it. And of course, one thing that will hinder you to not be able to accomplish things is that when you're not interested. So when you're interested, and when that is your passion, you can do it because it's just in the mind. It's all mentality. Like if you um think of something positive, it will happen because it's all in our mentality that okay, I'm not going to be able to do it, and you can, because the universe works when you are persistent, and when you know that, when you love it, it will happen. So I think it's not easy because there are times when you're super tired and the next
Mhm.
day you're working. So of course there are setbacks, but of course I bounce back. So I think also joining the pageantry is one of those that I can, is one of the relieving factor that I'm able to continue because I love it. Like my work is very stressful, by the way. It's really stressful, but then once I join these things, I it's another world for me. Like I go there and be with my sister candidates or be with my sister queens, and it's something really fulfilling because it's another journey. It's another side of me. So that's why I'm able to kind of like balance it.
This is a fresh perspective in pageantry only because I've encountered so many beauty queens, and the story is pretty much the same. They put their lives on hold for pageantry preparations. And what I'm hearing from you is something very different. This is the first time that I'm hearing someone say that pageantry is like an outlet to release stress or to do something that's enjoyable, do something that's like outside the stress of like professional work or medical work or anything that's heavier. Um, Magandang perspective to for us, at least for me also, because I feel like I'm so exposed in pageantry and it's very repetitive na for me, and to find someone who still finds joy and excitement in pageantry, uh, it's different for me. Na eto yung gagawin mo na parang stress reliever. That's most likely the reason why you seem really excited with all of the preparations. I actually made silip on your Facebook page, and kitang-kita niyo ho kasi do'n, kitang-kita niyo do'n kung talagang gustong-gusto yung ginagawa. And one of the things that struck me was a video that you pinned from last year, and it was a video of you going around a community, an Aita community, to make accessories. So first of all, I was really surprised na meron palang Aita community sa Cebu. Because, all this while, of course, we would study. Alam natin, nasa Norte siya, nasa Luzon. Miss Ivy, please, walk us through what this community means to you, what they're all about, why they're there, how are they helping you in your business endeavors there?
So the advocacy is more than a business because it is my way of giving back to the community that shaped me. So in every handcrafted piece, it always tells a story of resilience, culture, and hope. I don't know if you saw my reel, the latest reel, where I was showcasing the handmade bag. I was holding
Yes,
it like
yes.
this, and then after which it showed the area where I visited, and I was able to get in touch with they call it the chieftain, and then the
Mm-hmm.
chieftain was teaching me how to do the weaving and all that stuff. So that was giving me an idea. It's more on a meaningful, encounter because it's not only like um doing entrepreneurship is like it's not only building about building a successful business, but it is about creating opportunities when you reach out to these people, especially our indigenous communities, and they're underprivileged because they live in these communities where it's in the sea area, in the nearby shore, where if it's high tide, the water gets into their houses, and when it's low tide, of course, that's the time when they can do their craftsmanship. So through my work in healthcare business and pageantry, I was I was kind of like interested in reaching out to continue not only empowering women but also to the people, especially our artisans in the Philippines, because some of them are women that are doing it. So it's just like a connection, right? And of course, there are children there, and I can also get to reach out to this people there, the little ones. And for me, it's like celebrating our heritage, and also pursuing the lives that is filled with purpose and confidence, especially that, when these women have no confidence at all in the artisan, I mean the works that they do, you can actually inspire them to bring it here, and then I can bring it here in the US, and then they feel like, oh, it's they they give importance to what we are, creating. So that's how I see it.
Oh,
So
very nice.
mhm. So actually, these indigenous people in our community in Naga, Cebu, like you, I didn't know that there are such community as them, because I thought that it was just back from another, province. But they actually, these families live there around 20 years or more, I believe. That's what I think. And then they said that they migrated from Antique, and then in
Okay,
for
okay.
that opportunities, and then they move to Cebu. And I think maybe there was like a volcano that erupted, so that they had to move.
I
um
see. Okay, this makes more sense. Okay,
mhm.
okay.
So their traditional livelihood included gathering, forest products, and then farming charcoal and all that. But most especially, the that the one that they have there in the shore, those weeds or plants or whatever there, they try to kind of like create something out of it, and then they make it as a living. So
I've seen some of the products. So these are the woven products that you've been holding. You've like the clutch bags that you showcased. So eto yon, eto yung mga materyales na ginagather nila.
yes, and
I see.
of course, when you make a bag, um when you create this, it's not about, like, okay, let's say for example the quality, like, when you purchase some bags here, okay, native products, they run through like the machinery. So
Right.
when the artisans does it, it's by their hand, right?
Right.
That's how much value it is, because it's coming from their hand. And these people are very unique, they are one of a kind. So by 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 that itself, the creation that they did is already more than its value. Like, it's precious. For me, it's precious, because although it is not run by the machine, but the the one that makes that product is, there's a story behind it. Because, like, for example, their jewelries, there's medicine in, like, they make it as a heart
Ah! So it's
inside
like
it.
a talisman.
Yeah,
It's like a
so
talisman. Okay, okay. That's very interesting.
exactly. I was like amazed, because, for example, they believe in like, say for example, witchcraft, or like,
Like
something,
herbal,
yeah, something like
like
that. Like,
older medicine. Right, right.
uh,
Okay, okay.
then that's a protection. Like, it's already made, right? But inside of that thing, there's something inside, like a medicine
Probably
inside.
like herbs, probably like leaves, herbs, or like tree
Yeah.
bark. I'm
Uh-huh.
quite familiar with the idea. Like it's very anting-anting. Very, yeah, talisman.
Probably something like that. So it's very,
Very
like, there is a
interesting.
story of that. So that's the reason why it's very unique. Although it may not go through a process under the machinery, but the fact that they created that through their hands is really nice. I'm going to actually show them, because I bought new products. They have new designs, and then the schools, the university in Cebu, are actually purchasing them, and they almost run out of it. And so when I was asking one of those that I connected with there, like in Naga, I asked them to purchase a new batch of, um these little bags. They also have the totes. They're very nice. They didn't have totes before, and so they have one now. And so they're so nice. So I'm gonna take a picture of them and display it in my Facebook. I'm super excited because it's coming over already. Like it should arrive next week.
Very
Oh wait,
interesting.
but yeah,
So,
I'm sorry. It should arrive this week, by the way.
shipping. Okay.
Mhm.
And you're the one who oversees the design. Sila lang talaga yung gumagawa. But what about the design process? Is it collaborative or are you mainly the creative driver?
I'm not I'm not involved in the design. I'm not involved in the creation. I just purchase it from whatever they produce. The Ivy handmade accessories and designs that I started back in 2015 was more on my end. Like I haven't created anything yet, but I still have those in my store. And it's also very unique because no one is that design, no one has it. Like it's by itself because I created it. So, but this one, the ITAS created it. So it's
I
something really
see.
very precious because they're the ones who create the flowers and all that stuff. So I'm so amazed because I myself, I love creating stuff, right?
You're very
And
creative.
the, my jewelry that I just draw it and then send it to the Philippines and have it done. This one, it's really coming from them.
Okay. And Miss Ivy, what are your goals for this community? Because I gather that you're entering pageantry, you want to put a spotlight into this community.
Mhm.
Right now, it seems like a really good working and business relationship, but what do you want as an outcome for this partnership with the Aita community? Are you working on providing them with like a better livelihood options? Meron ba kayong mga centers na pinapatayo? What's the end goal po?
So, in 2025, I represented with pride on the international stage, and that was the beginning of my interaction with them.
Mhm.
So, when I was there, they already have a center that was created by one of the, I believe, there was like a barangay. It started with a barangay, and then they were supported by some school, and they already have that center. My goal is to empower those indigenous, ITAs from our communities in Naga Cebu because they already are trying to establish that. And by helping preserve our culture, I'm able to create sustainable livelihoods. So giving them opportunities by purchasing their creations. And I wanted to support our artisans because by promoting our handcraft products to a wider market such as here in the United States, you know um I'm able to provide jobs to our unfortunate Filipinos in our country. So I also hope to encourage partnerships with other business entrepreneurs here in the United States to actually, and also in the Philippines, to improve access to education, healthcare, skills training. So I do hope that one day I'll be able to make their community like in a wider and improved situation, because when I was there it was really like very poor. But of course, when you try to help and when you bring jobs to these people, especially women, they're able to generate incomes and help their kids go to school. So I think I'm allowing future generations to thrive, and while proudly preserving their cultural identity. That's what my goal is.
Okay. Well, it's a really great goal, especially if the idea of course is to give back. Kung ano man yung naging success, feeling ko yan naman din talaga dapat ang ginagawa ng mga Pilipino na nakatira sa ibang lugar. Like kapag kaya na nila, you give back to the community. Hindi naman siya requirement, but it would
Mm.
be nice to go back and help the community in any way. What about po the reception? I'm quite curious, how are the products received in the US or at least kung saan niyo ho siya minamarket?
So when I get them, I put them. I don't know if you saw my store. So
I got a glimpse of the store. So it's like para siyang curated. So hindi
so
siya isang bagsakan, parang curated yung mga items na nandun.
so I just barely started. So what I do is that I display them to my you know, there's a rack there where I put all my, purchased um purses, bags, and all that stuff. I have all those, and then I also have my gowns with me. So I still have to improve though. I'm just barely starting. I still have to put all my signs and all that. But it's just the beginning. So I believe that we always have, if you are passionate about it, of course, one day it will grow. And especially with connecting to other people. And that's why, of course, when you are in pageantry and you collaborate, this is the beginning. Like, you showcase them in big events such as Ginang Filipinas. I want to wear it and I want to show it to everyone that this is my advocacy. This is where I support people in our country by this. This is what I wear. So I'm gonna be bringing it soon over there. So that's how you market it actually. So I just wanted to bridge these indigenous artisans with the market by promoting their handmade accessories and products. That's how I envision it.
That makes so much sense though, because even in the Philippines, whenever we would prepare our international candidates, it's understood na dapat ang suot nila ah, gawang Pilipino, dapat meron tayong elements ng pagka-Pilipino because yun yung nakikita globally. Globally, if they're gonna get interviewed, that's the time na pwede silang magsabi na this is from a Filipino designer, this comes from a group, this comes from that. Miss Ivy, since you're doing a lot for the communities and it seems na parang this whole journey of yours is about self-improvement and your path to your own success. Tell me naman po about the support system. Kamusta naman po yung mga tao sa paligid? Are they supportive of your endeavors or medyo hirap ba silang makahanap ng konting time mo because you're so spread out everywhere else?
Yeah, that is a very challenging thing to do, to get manpower and support. So I coordinate or collaborate with what we call as Philippine Nurses Association because I'm a nurse also.
Okay.
So with Philippine Nurses Association, they also have this strong professional community, leadership. And so I collaborate with them. And when they have like the Philippine Nurses Association, I actually have the chance to showcase it over there. And there's not a lot of Filipinos though in McAllen, but I believe it's growing. And so when you try to collaborate with them, their support also inspires me to continue serving. So also what I do is I go to Houston. There's another, Filipino community there where there's also Philippine Nurses Association. So I'm grateful for the support of the Philippine Nurses Association and the Philippine Chamber of Commerce where I get to meet these Filipinos. And after my event in Dallas, I'm actually collaborating with them, with the Philippine Chamber of Commerce. They have this event also of showcasing the Filipino culture. It's a big event and it's like a fashion show, and I'm actually part of it. And I'm gonna showcase. I'm gonna bring them over there and also wear it. um, Lately, there was this event, the Kalayaan, the Philippine Freedom. I don't know if you remember that. We were celebrating that a few,
Yeah.
yeah, weeks ago. I was invited to bring and showcase my the accessories and the bags that I have, the purses, to bring it over there. That was an invitation, but at that point, it was I was short of time. And so, but that is just the beginning. There are more invitations to come. So that is the reason why, it's not all about pageantry. It's all about, getting into our community, coordinating and connecting with people. And I believe that with Ginang Filipinas, it's a tool, it's an open door for me to collaborate and to extend out there. And it's not only that, it's, building our community through connections. So that's how I see it.
Okay. What about po your family? Are they supportive of your causes? Are they supportive of your pageant endeavors?
Well, of course, when you're talking about pageantry to your family, they're surprised because sometimes they will say, "Why are you doing this already? You're already a nurse practitioner. You're already
Okay.
a successful entrepreneur. What else are you gonna want for? You already, you won the international pageant. You won Miss Texas Petite back in 2023. What are you still doing?" So my mom also asked that question because sometimes our mom is our closest, right? My mom is so close to me. She's like, when are you gonna stop? She's asking
Stop.
me that.
Parang kaka-umpisa niyo pala, stop na kaagad.
No, because I already have titles. So what are
Oo
you
nga,
still
pero so why not? Why not go for it?
doing, right? Like we're not getting younger. But anyway,
Right.
as you try to get them more familiar with what you do and share your experiences, they learn to love it. Like, for example, my husband, he's not into much on this, so I bring him over to this event, and so that he will learn to appreciate it because it's not only about beauty, but it's also there's a purpose on it.
Mhm.
So my mom is like also supportive of this lately, and then she knows that I am very resilient and confident in this journey. So that's the reason why I continue to do it as well, because it's very important to have support as well, because this is not easy to be, juggling your work and, on the other side pageant. It's also a busy thing actually to
Right.
prepare. It's almost there, it's nearing, and I'm very excited. At the same time, there's also a little stress about it, and because it's not for you have to fly, you have to travel, so I'm preparing for the travel. So
Okay. So you have your support, but it seems that like you're doing this on your own. In terms of like pageant preparations naman, which area of the pageant preparation are you really focused on? Because some people are really focused on pasarela, others are with styling. Ako, I'm going to assume you're like focused on styling because of your fashion background, but there could be other things. Let us through your preparation process. Baka naman may matutunan kaming bago.
yeah, so preparing for this pageant has been very challenging. You have to have discipline, you have to have purpose, and I've worked with during my international pageant, I've worked with some very known and popular like Pasarela. I have Antonio Gonzalez, who is one
Oh,
of the.
Antonio!
Mhm. I went back home to the Philippines, and
Nice.
we had a session together.
He's Cebu
So
based, I remember.
yeah,
Yes, he's
he's
Cebu based. Oo, oo.
so she actually refined my runway. Not only that, I'm also a runway model. I model for W Modeling Academy, where before I went to the international stage, I joined Elite MS Texas PT pageant where I won. Um,
Okay.
I won twice with my pasarela. I was best in catwalk in the international stage, and I also won in best runway when I won the elite. So I'm not. I still don't know the unknown, but with my pasarela, of course, I know already just to a few to filter and just try to be present mentally. But I'm more on my advocacy, and I'm always thinking the true meaning of my journey is to inspire. That's why I have that advocacy. And of course, my interview portion, I was with this one of a well-known also, Mitch Padayhag, uh,
From Cebu.
from Cebu,
Okay.
and I believe she's also one of the top coach
Q&A coach,
of
right.
the Binibining Pilipinas. And aside from that, I have my own coach also from previous and from a pageant holder already that is training me right now. So I'm really blessed with all this. Other than that, I just need to be more good at my advocacy and to just emphasize importantly the value of extending to our countrymen, especially with it's not only about the crown, but believing in yourself, your confidence, and you know, I choose to answer the calling, that to continue to knock on my heart, that no matter who you are, you can always make a difference in doing this. So that's how I believe in.
Okay. Well, you seem to be prepared. I'm listening to you and the people helping you in this journey. These people are known in pageantry, so I'm sure that you're in good hands. I just want to know, Miss Ivy, what is your edge in this competition? You mentioned that there will be 14 other women competing at this pageant. I'm sure they're all prepared. I'm also sure that they're all inspiring. But what do you think is your edge that's like good enough for you to clinch this title? Because, the things that you've been doing, technically, kaya nyo naman din talaga gawin to without the title. But what is your edge kung bakit mas malakas kung magagawa nyo to with this title?
Well, I would say that success during this reign, if I become if I get into this successfully, would not be defined by your recognition, but by the transformation. So my edge is that I bring together the compassion, the purpose, and real life experience. So it would mean seeing individuals and communities become more empowered, supported, and inspired to pursue their dreams. So I know there are other candidates that they also have their own advocacy, but I would measure my success through meaningful partnerships, community outreach programs, and stories of people whose lives are positively influenced through our efforts. So I don't know the unknown yet, but if I would say, if I get to be able to get the title, I would lead by example through integrity, through compassion, and service. It's all about service because I'm a healthcare worker. We have invisible crowns in us. So it's already embedded in me, because even if even if I don't, if service was not introduced to me, I'm already doing it actually, because I am a healthcare professional. I'm a nurse. I'm already helping people. I used to work in the border patrol here in the United States, and I see women, unfortunate people, although they're illegal, but they have also there you try to serve them regardless of their conditions or their status, right?
Exactly. Right.
So I would encourage women to embrace their strength, that no matter what you are in, I would encourage you to just pursue your goal fearlessly and use your talent to serve others, because when you empower, you begin to like recognize your ability that is instilled in you that you don't know, and that would change you even if you don't do pageants anymore, I think you would remember that. And that's what I want. Like I want to remember what I did, and I did something for myself. And also I was able to touch the lives of others. That's how I wanted.
Okay. Miss Ivy, what you're doing is quite noble. Like what I mentioned before, I look at you, I hear your story, and it seems that you're involved in a lot of things, but your involvement in a lot of these things parang hindi naman siya meaningless, hindi naman din siya parang pinasok niyo lang dahil wala kayong magawa. It does seem like everything is with the purpose. So on this note, Miss Ivy, please, do you have any parting words to your friends, family, supporters? And please let us know how we can support you on this journey, how we can follow you on this journey. Saan po ba tayong mga platforms?
Okay, so I would only say I wanted to just would send this message that believe in yourself even before the world believes in you. That even if you stand alone, I know that you never allow fear, failure, or criticism to define your future. Your worth is not determined by your appearance, but by your character, your courage, and your willingness to make a difference. Because sometimes we feel low when we are not supported. But remember, you dream boldly, work faithfully, and never stop believing in your purpose. And I would say, I would invite everyone to please visit my page and click the link and vote for me for Ginang Philippines,
Oh,
McAllen, Texas, which will be held in Mesquite, Texas, July 12. It's almost there. I can't believe it. The time is so fast. I mean, the day is so fast. You can't believe it's there, almost there. So I want to thank everyone for the support, all the sponsors that that are giving their time for me. They believe in my journey. Thank you so much for your for your generosity. Thank you. And just continue to believe in yourself, and also always pray. Always
ayun,
pray.
always pray. Iba pa rin talaga ang power ng prayer. All right. So, Miss Ivy, I know that you are super busy for your competition. Sabi mo nga, it's gonna be in a few days. But before I let you go, gusto ko munang malaman, pagpasok ko kanina, ang una niyong na-mention sa akin is na-miss niyo na ang Pilipinas. Are you coming back anytime soon?
Yeah, actually I want to go back 'cause so this October I'm planning to go back to Malaysia to crown um to witness the crowning of the next first runner up, and for the next Mrs. International Global. And Malaysia is just so near to the Philippines.
Tumbling lang.
Mhm. So I think I might visit Philippines this year, sometime October, November. But of course, next year, yes, I'm planning to just find the right, vacation spot. I want to go to Siargao, by the way. I'm
Wow.
there. I want to go.
I haven't been, but a lot of people are already talking about it. So we will wait for you. I hope that you become successful in this endeavor para naman mas fulfilling ang pag-uwi sa Pilipinas. Miss Ivy, maraming maraming salamat sa oras mo. Alam ko you're super busy, and na-mention na rin natin kanina how you've been juggling a lot of like these things on your plate. So for now, I will let you go. Maraming maraming salamat. And guys, if you do want to support Miss Ivy Dano, I will be adding all of her links and all of the platforms na masusundan natin si Miss Ivy. Miss Ivy, thank you!
Thank you. I appreciate you so much for this time. God bless you, and thank you for tonight, ma'am. I really appreciate it.